All right. Ever find yourself glued to a screen?
Yeah.
Like totally captivated by how a movie or show is edited? You're not alone.
Yeah.
So you've been digging into a video and motion picture editor career path.
Right?
And we are diving deep with you today.
Yeah.
We've got RoleCatcher's career guide, interview, tips, the works.
Yeah.
Buckle up. We're going way beyond just software like Adobe Premiere Pro here.
Right.
This is about the art of shaping stories.
Yeah.
And trust me, it gets really fascinating.
Absolutely. The guide nails it. It's about understanding cinematography, the psychology of storytelling.
Right.
Think of it like this. You're not just cutting clips, you're crafting an experience.
Okay.
Remember that scene in The Godfather where the baptism is juxtaposed with violence?
Oh my gosh.
That's the power of editing.
Okay. That's giving me chills just thinking about it.
Yeah.
So it's about evoking emotions, controlling the pacing, making those scenes hit hard.
Right.
But let's be real, you've also been curious about the work-life balance in this field.
Yeah.
The guide doesn't sugarcoat it.
It does not.
Long hours, tight deadlines, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, crunch time is a real thing.
Right.
Especially as deadlines approach. It's the nature of the industry.
Yeah.
But here's the flip side.
Okay.
The guide also mentions the rise of remote work and freelance opportunities.
Okay.
So as you gain experience, you might find yourself with more flexibility to manage your time.
Okay. So that's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
You might be pulling some late nights, but hey, at least you might be doing it from your couch and your
Yeah.
PJs.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's rewind a bit for someone just starting out. What does that path even look like?
Well, like many creative fields, you often begin by assisting more seasoned editors.
Right.
Think if it as your apprenticeship, you're mastering the software, understanding the workflow, basically soaking up everything you can. And RoleCatcher actually includes an example profile of an entry-level editor in the guide.
Oh, cool.
It's a great reality check.
It's like looking over the shoulder of someone who's been there, done that.
Exactly.
But let's say you've put in the hours, honed your skills. What comes next?
Yeah.
How do you climb that career ladder?
That's where things get interesting.
Oh.
The guide talks about two main paths, specialization or leadership.
Okay.
Do you become a sound editing guru,
Right.
a visual effects wizard, or maybe you thrive on leading a team of editors overseeing bigger projects?
Okay, so you're working your way up the ladder, becoming the editing master you're meant to be.
Right.
But let's be practical. Landing those amazing jobs can feel like its own challenge.
Oh, absolutely. The job market can be fierce.
Right.
That's where a tool like RoleCatcher can really be your secret weapon.
Okay.
You've probably experienced the black hole of sending out resumes hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Their platform actually analyzes job descriptions, picking out those hidden keywords that might not be obvious at first glance.
Wait, hold up. Hidden keywords.
Yeah.
You mean there's like a secret code to getting your resume noticed?
Kind of think about it. Recruiters get bombarded with applications.
Right.
RoleCatcher helps you tailor yours by highlighting those specific skills and experiences employers are looking for. Even if they haven't explicitly stated them, it's like having an inside track to standing out from the crowd.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah.
So you got this tool helping you craft the perfect application.
Right.
But what about the interview itself? I get nervous just thinking about those.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even prepare?
Don't worry, RoleCatcher has you covered there too.
Okay.
Remember that massive database of practice interview questions we mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
They've got over 120,000 of them covering all sorts of industries and scenarios.
120,000 questions. That's like an interview boot camp on steroids.
It is. And they've got tons specifically tailored to video and motion picture editor roles.
Wow.
For example, they ask, how do you handle conflicting client feedback?
Oh.
That's a question you're bound to encounter in the real world.
That's such a good point. It's one thing to be a technical whiz with editing software, but navigating client relationships, those soft skills, that's essential.
Precisely. And here's the kicker.
Right.
RoleCatcher even offers personalized feedback on your interview responses with their AI co-pilot.
Personalized feedback, is this like having a digital crystal ball that predicts how your interview will go?
It's better than a crystal ball. You can actually record yourself answering practice questions, and their AI analyzes things like your pacing clarity and even your body language.
Oh, wow.
It's like having a personal coach giving you pointers to ace that interview.
Wow, having an AI analyze like your every word and gesture?
I know.
That's both amazing and slightly terrifying.
Right.
But it sounds incredibly helpful for nailing that dream job. Speaking of which, there's one more thing the guide emphasizes that I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
This field is constantly evolving.
Mm-hmm.
New software, new trends.
Yeah.
It feels like you always have to be learning to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This isn't a career where you can just learn the basics and coast.
Right.
The guide really drives home the importance of continuous learning.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's something that gets me fired up.
Okay.
The idea that there's always something new to discover.
Totally.
Yeah,
It's exciting and maybe a little daunting.
sure.
So for someone just starting out, what are some ways to stay in the loop?
Yeah.
The guide mentions industry blogs, conferences. There's so much out there.
Yeah, it can definitely feel overwhelming. If I had to pick just two things, I'd say first, find a few online communities or forums specifically for video editors.
Okay.
Sharing your work, getting feedback from other editors, it's invaluable.
It's like having a built-in support system, right?
Absolutely.
Plus you get exposed to different styles and approaches.
Exactly. And for my second pick,
Okay.
make it a habit to explore new software updates and features.
Right.
Even if you think you've mastered your current editing program, there's always something new to learn.
It's about staying curious, experimenting, pushing those creative boundaries.
Exactly.
Well, I think we've covered a ton today.
Yeah, we did.
We've explored the artistic side of video editing, the work-life balance, how to level up your career, and even how RoleCatcher can give you an edge in the job hunt.
It's been great diving into all of this with you. The guide provides a fantastic overview for anyone serious about this career path.
Absolutely. And for you listening, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What TWO resources would you prioritize to keep your editing game strong?
Yeah.
Hit us up on social media or dying to know. Until next time, happy editing.